We are live, everybody. And I just want to say before we start, I'll start now. An ancient Chinese philosopher once said, suppressing a moment's anger can thwart a lifetime of sorrow, which is easy for him to say. He never even saw one of Elon Musk's tweets.
I think we have to mute ourselves.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online. And though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Hello, and welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. Here are some etiquette guidelines for Virtual Comedy Show. Please arrive 15 minutes early. Please be quiet, except for laughing. We've been a Zoom meeting civilization for 2 dang years. You know the drill. Just be polite. We would like to see your face as part of the audience. Let's be social, not just distant. So get comfortable, plan to laugh, but not heckle, and let's make our semi-quarantine world a bit more normal for a little while. Thanks, and enjoy the Virtual Comedy Show.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Brad Tassell and Steve Goodie. Tonight, Brad and Steve welcome comedian Patrick Duax, plus funny songs from Annie Mosher, and a Patti melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Yay.
And the cheers begin. Hi, everybody.
Yay.
I'm Brad Tassell. Yay.
Hello.
This is the Virtual Comedy Show. Hey, by the way, Tesla stock is down 47% this week on news that Elon Musk plans to talk more. Well, folks, it's great to be here. We got Patrick Duax been a comic 35 years here this week. He's a lovely man. Patti Vasquez is always here, and Annie Mosher, who is one of our favorite people of all times. By the way, Pat, Rich Cleason says hi, if you haven't talked to him in a while. So for me, it has been a tough week, tough. My wife is mad. She spent over $150 on Rob Lowe face creams and lotions last Christmas. And almost 6 months later, I still look like me. But gooier. I'm just gooier. All right. Hey, they're always funny when I make fun of myself, aren't they? So, did you all see this? I can't see your video this week. I apologize. So, a woman saved her pet goose by attacking the bald eagle that was trying to pull the gosling off the ground, all while she was breastfeeding her baby.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Did y'all see this video?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Let's see the video.
It's crazy.
Multitasking.
True. It all ended well, though. Mother, baby, and goose are safe. No, really, there were 20 of them with guns, said the bald eagle to his friends. I'm trying to write some cute stuff because there's some tough stuff coming later. Here we go. Hey, Wendy's hamburger restaurants are for sale. Did you see that? Anybody want to buy Wendy's? Carl's Jr.'s is interested, but wants a no commitment trial of the merger before signing a deal. A spokesman for the restaurant with the little redhead on its logo said, there will be no In and Out with Wendy till Carl shows us where's the beef.
Oh my.
Come on. That one was creepy and about beef. By the way, my computer cord is sparking and almost caused a fire, so I had to write everything on cards. That's why it's weird this week. Twitter. Hey, did you see this? Twitter paid $150 million in fines for misleading customers on how they use their information. Yeah, did you see that? $150 million. It's all a misunderstanding in our terms of service, said Twitter. We said we will not share your personal information. It was supposed to say we will protect your personal information, not. That was it. Yeah, that was weak. I know. I didn't have a lot of faith in that one either. I have tons of faith in this one, though. Nancy Brophy of Portland, who wrote a detailed essay years ago called How to Murder Your Husband, was just convicted of murdering her husband.
How about that?
How did they catch her?
Now, I tell you, well, you don't write the book first, said OJ. He wrote the book after he did it. Remember that. This one is a heart toucher, probably not funny though. Cave explorers found a forest of hundreds of 100-year-old trees in the bottom of a 634-foot sinkhole in China called Taiping, or Heavenly Pit. Everybody see that? They found a forest 634 feet down at the bottom of a sinkhole. Take a hint and leave us alone, said the trees.
That's cute.
Again, not necessarily that funny. Okay, well, now here you go. If Steve, if your dad's group is going to leave, it's going to be on this one.
Excellent.
You ready?
Fantastic.
Ultra-conservative evangelical Christian. By the way, just starting it with that tells you it's going to be about a pervert. Ultra-conservative evangelical Christian and hero of the GOP and all God-fearing Americans, Josh Duggar, received a 12-year sentence for what prosecutors called a deep-seated and pervasive violent sexual interest in children. Wow, is that crazy?
Ew.
By the way, deep-seated and pervasive violent sexual interest in children is what was Matt Gates's senior yearbook quote.
That was the name of their prom.
That was their prom. That was their prom theme. By the way, at first Christians were horrified on hearing about Duggar's crimes until they found out they didn't happen until after the baby was born. Then they didn't care.
Oh,
Sorry, got serious.
Wow.
Now the second serious one, and then we'll have a few funny ones. Defeated ex-president Donald Trump lost his final appeal and must testify under oath in the multiple civil fraud cases against his organization in New York. Yay! Now, oops, my card fell. Now, the big worry for Trump's legal team, besides whether they get paid or not,
they won't.
they won't. The biggest worry is anything loose-tongued Donnie says could be used against him in a criminal trial. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I know. So expect the Orange Menace to show up and take the fifth better than anyone who's ever taken the fifth in history. Ask anyone. He takes the fifth better than the fourth or the third. By the way, both Don Jr. and
Maybe he'll
Ivanka
take the second.
Also, they take
Maybe
the
he'll
second.
take the second.
But please take the second. Please. Okay. Both Don Jr. and Ivanka will also have to testify about their involvement in the multi-millions of dollars fraud cases. Some have asked why third son Eric won't be called. Now, the lead prosecutor said, "We're fine, and Eric can keep the 2 cases of paper clips he smuggled out in his underwear." That's all he did right there. And now I can't find the last page. Where's the last page?
Let's pause and reflect on
All right,
office
everybody
supplies in
take
the
a break
underwear.
for a second.
That was fantastic.
Wait a minute. Where's the last page? Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh, here it is. Two more. We're going quick. Amber Heard. We all remember her from the big trial going on. Amber Heard said she's getting thousands of death threats. Now, there would be more, but that's the most texts in one day Johnny Depp has time to write. He's got some quick thumbs, that boy. No scissor hands here. Okay, last one. Then we're bringing Steve up. Ellen DeGeneres said goodbye in her final show. We're all sad about that. She says she may not be sad about not having to dance every day, but she will surely miss, as she spread her arms out to the audience, $50 million a year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tough week for me. This is the best it gets. Let's hear Steve Goodie.
Brad Tassell, everybody. Brad Tassell.
Thank you.
Wow. Looking under the desk. Wow. No computer.
Okay, who's playing paddle ball?
I thought it was bongos. I had no idea what that was. All right. It is time now for the top 10. And before I do this, Brad, remember what you're going to do on number 4, Brad? You all good with me? Brad,
sure.
You good?
Is it the same? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Got it.
That's right. It's top 10 time. We do this every week at this time. And now it's time to do the top 10 because that's what time it is. But before we do, we got a little mail. And we got to read some of our fan mail. Dear Steve and Brad. I don't know if you can see that. Dear Steve and Brad. We're all very concerned about Steve, as he told us last week he'd had an accident on his bicycle and got scraped up rather badly. Steve, do you need anything? Do you have enough Band-Aids and aspirin and books and orange juice? Your friend, Kyle Anderson, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Well, thank you, Kyle. That's very thoughtful of you. I am fine. Thank you. I'm healing well. Everything's going to be perfectly fine. But it's funny that you bring that up because when I first got hurt and went to the clinic and they prescribed me a whole bunch of stuff because not only had I fallen over on my bicycle, but I stepped on a wasp. So they loaded me up with all sorts with steroids and antibiotics all at the same time. And it made me a little wobbly, even more than normal. So I couldn't find my Band-Aids. I knew I had them in the house, but I had to improvise. So tonight's top 10 category from the home office is top 10 things you shouldn't make Band-Aids out of. This is educational if nothing else. Number 10, cheese grater. What was I thinking? Number 9, a hungry man frozen pot roast dinner. There's no adhesive properties whatsoever. Number 8, a dead bird the cat brought in.
No, I don't think so.
Number 7, a not quite dead bird the cat brought in. Number 6, the cat. Top 10 things you should not make Band-Aids out of. You should not. Number 5, tons of baby formula I just found. Where? I knew it was here somewhere. Number 4, anything from Janice's homemade hand-knitted first aid emporium. Thank you, Janice, and thank you, Brad.
Hey, whatever.
Number 3, you can get rid of her now, Brad. Number 3, number 3, lemons. Ow!
Yeah, don't do that.
Number 2,
salted lemons.
Lemons with staples in them.
Well,
The number 1 thing you should not make Band-Aids out of. Lemons with staples in them found inside a not quite dead bird the cat brought in. I mean, really. Man.
He's having a rough week.
That was a rough
We
time.
learned so much on this show.
It's gotten better.
So much.
It's gotten better. Thank you for your concern. Now, I got one more thing I want to do before we go on to the next thing, Brad. If that's all right with you, because we got another piece of mail and I've got to respond to it in a fairly...
Do you want me to stay or go for this?
Here we go. Dear Steve and Brad, I'm very upset by the recent events in the news. Some people say they're sending thoughts and prayers when terrible things happen, but I'm starting to think maybe that's not enough. What do you think? By the way, Brad, I really like your bathrobe, and Steve, I like your purple shirt. Signed, Pamela McShmoo, Elko, Nevada. Well, you're darn right. Thoughts and prayers, we're hearing a lot of that. We hear it every time something like this happens. So I've come up with kind of a Dr. Seuss thing to try to explain how this is actually working. We call this thoughts and prayers
thoughts and prayers. It's what politicians say when they don't care. What's just as effective as thoughts and prayers? Spots and stares. Spots and swears. Spots and squares. Strikes and spares. They're just as effective as thoughts and prayers. Knots and stairs. I don't know if you can tell this is a stairway that got tied into a knot. It's a hard one to see. Knots and hairs. Rocks in pairs. Lots of shares. Let's zoom in on that.
Oh my.
They're just as effective as thoughts and prayers. Robots with flares. Flower pots in Delaware. Tater tots and teddy bears. Bradley's crotchless underwear. They're just as effective as thoughts and prayers. Army cots and beanbag chairs. Sasquatch playing solitaire. Politicians who have been bought with their heads up their derriere. You know what I'd prefer? Tots in a society that cares, with safe schools and churches and malls and theaters and concerts and restaurants and parks and zoos, because every lunatic doesn't have to idiotically have easy access to weapons of war, and you can save your thoughts and prayers for Santa and the Easter Bunny.
Oh, gosh.
This has been a message from the NRA.
It would appear that way.
Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. So, you know what? You know what I pray about?
What do you pray about, Brad?
That we will have Annie Mosher.
Our prayers have come true. Wow. I mean, they've been
By the
answered.
way, Annie looks like Wendy. She might be dating Carl's Jr. soon.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking, where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Mm-mm.
Not coming.
Yeah.
Let's do the intro
Well,
music.
I'll tell you, go ahead, play it. I'll talk.
All right, here we go.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest, It's time for our musical guest, Annie Mosher.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi, fam.
Hi, Annie. You know the drill. You're going to do a song, and then I've got to answer it, and I have no idea what you're going to do.
Oh,
And then
good.
do
Well,
another
this
one.
will be great. Okay. I'm going to do a song about a friend of mine and my friend's underpants. All right, here we are. She stares at the time clock at Al's pre-owned car lot and paints the American flag on her toes. Munches Doritos and tunes in her talk shows, and she screams at the TV, "You go, girl, go!" Oh, her and her mother, they vacation together. Last year, Las Vegas on the 4th of July. And everyone stares at their smeared lipstick smiles from kissing them quarters goodbye. Well, she's not the kind who turns heads every time she walks across a crowded room, but she feels awful good in red panties and drugstore perfume. I'm sure you got a song just like this, Steve.
Just like it.
Well, she likes the nightlife and she stays out past midnight. Leans back on the bar as she sips her Chablis. Teases the bikers and rodeo riders, and she sings karaoke just a little off key. Well, she's not the kind who turns heads every time she walks across a crowded room, but she feels awful good in red panties and drugstore perfume. Yeah. Oh, back in her boudoir, she smiles in the mirror, hangs up her wig and she rolls down her hose. Runs her hand over her 5 o'clock shadow. Wish she's got a secret and nobody knows. She's not the kind who turns heads every time she walks across a crowded room. But she feels awful good. Red panties and drugstore, she feels pretty good. In red panties and drugstore, she feels mighty fine. In red panties and drugstore perfume.
Wow. That was
And the dog
tremendous.
leaves the building.
Holy cow. Well, as it happens, and the regulars who watch the show will be very familiar with this, I happen to have written a song recently that involves underwear. And I've done it every week, I think, for the past 4 weeks. And now I'm going to do it again. But I want you to know, I've never gotten it right because it's a brand new one written with my friends Bethany and Bill, who are with us tonight. I'm going to try and get it right off book. We'll just see how this goes. And Uncle Bill, if you will, Bill, you know when to yell this. Unmute yourself and yell the line that you're supposed to yell after the first chorus, okay? Can you do that for me, Bill?
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle Bill. Here we go. This is about my least favorite thing to do. Shop for clothes. All my favorite clothes are falling apart. Of all my clothes, it's the ones I hate that don't have holes. They're in good shape. That ugly sweater with the big reindeer, I only wear that once a year. But my favorites are in heavy rotation. Hence their steady disintegration. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes. One of my elbow shows. It's poking through like a big old nose. Holy thread count. I'm wearing my own hand-me-downs. My pants are all see-through. I'm down to half a shoe and my socks just gotta hang in there. Come on, fellas. And don't get me started on my underwear.
What's the deal with your underwear?
What did I just say? When my favorite clothes are falling apart, should I put on a bathrobe and head to Walmart? It's full of holes, like I said before, but that's expected at the big box store at midnight. Oh, sure, now you're all fancy buying new clothes at the Walmart. Actually, when I finally do replace clothes, here's where I go. On the first Saturday of the month, I do all my shopping at once. Cause everything's half price at Goodwill. And I don't mind a few mice or a couple million lice. Oh, scratch on, scratch off. I scratched a hole right through the back of my britches. Now the moon will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow it'll see the sun. Holy crap, would you look at that? I tore myself a new one. All my clothes are falling apart. Falling apart. Falling apart. Holes there's holes in my clothes. I'm showing so much skin. I'm practically a Kardashian. Holy Jesus. My shirts are like Swiss cheeses. My pants are full of fleeces. And last year's Halloween Reese's and several species feces. Ah! Come on, old clothes. You gotta hang in there one more day. And don't get me started on my lingerie.
What's the deal with your lingerie?
I think I did it. Thank you, Uncle Bill. And now back over to Annie.
You did it, Steve.
It appears I did.
Gosh. Okay. Well, I'm out of songs. I guess.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I could do a song about Bill or a song about the zombies.
We are big zombie fans around here.
Okay, I'll do zombie. Okay, I might have done it last time, but I'm doing it again.
Right.
Steve has done the same song 4 weeks in a row.
4 weeks in a row.
It's a very scary song. I'm a zombie. No run. I'll hunt you down and eat off your face. You'll be sleeping. I'll be creeping trying to find a way into your place. So run if you think you can. Sugar daddy, you're a dead man. Go on and hit me with a frying pan. I'll be eating off the palm of your hand. No, really. I'm a zombie. No, really. Wrinkly, pinkly skin and a slick, bald head. Eyes that bug out and stick the fuck out. You can't really kill me, 'cause I'm already dead. Oh, baby, when push comes to shove, even little zombies need love. And I'm lonesome as a featherless dove. Let me tell you what I'm dreaming of. I want you to hold me. It feels so good. Now you're a zombie. No, really. Let's tap dance off into the sun.
I remember the Pickety Third. I really do.
Yeah.
Annie Mosher. Wow.
Nice
And
job,
by the
Annie.
way, so we've had a lot of Steve, was the underwear with the crotchless thing supposed to be me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so learn to spell my name. It's Bradlee. It's my middle name. So if you're going to say I'm some sort of crotchless underwear, spell
Okay.
it right.
Well, if you're going to be crotchety, you should spell that right too.
I know, I should. I should.
But enough about us. That was awesome, Annie.
Thanks for you.
Hey.
Thanks
In
for
Annie,
the
it's
past 20 years,
exciting.
in the past 20 years, there's been a lot of books and movies making vampires sexy, but I think you're gonna give a good run at making zombies sexy.
Oh, good. I was hoping.
Yeah. Well done.
Now if you got a
Brady.
zombie underwear song, we'd be set.
That's next. The challenge accepted.
It's your brain.
We'll see you next week when Steve sings his underwear
Let's do
song
it.
again.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
See if I can work a zombie into it somewhere. All right. Guess what it's time for?
Okay. You know
Let's
what?
do this
Let's
thing.
bring him up and ask him if it's that time.
Okay.
I
do
gotta
that
find
first.
him.
Fine,
There
do
he
that
is.
first.
Look, everybody. He's been here before. We loved having
Pat.
him.
Yeah.
It's the head of Patrick Duax.
Hey,
Hi,
how you
Pat.
doing?
You ready for some intro
We are
for
doing
yourself? And then,
fantastic. We hope you're. I'm getting a lot of feedback all of a sudden on something. Steve, are
yeah,
you
but it's
getting
all
that?
positive feedback. Let's do the intro thing, and then Pat will do 10 minutes of fabulous stand-up for all of us.
All right.
And then we'll talk
It's
about
time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Thursday. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bye, Pat.
Hello.
Ooh.
How's the sound?
Could be louder. Yell.
Yo, well, all right. We'll try. How's this? Any better?
No, but keep going.
All good.
Sounds good
You're
to
awesome.
me.
But we'll keep it as loud as we can. I'll speak very distinctly. So are we on? Are we even on now?
Yes,
Are we-
this is your big
Yes.
headlining spot right now.
Oh my
This is your
goodness!
spot.
I was,
Ladies and gentlemen,
not-
Pat Duax.
not
Yay.
ready for that at all. Okay, I thought I'd be going back and forth with Brad. That's how we did it the last time. But obviously, we're just gonna hit it and go with it. So, got to tell you, I'm feeling good. Trying to stay healthy like everybody else. I hope. Got my my booster shot today,
Cool.
and they asked me if I had any bad reactions. I told them my shoulder was a little sore, so I told my wife that I couldn't take out the garbage And boy, did I have a bad reaction to that. Absolutely horrendous. But, you know, I really want to get on a health kick. I'm in a health club, and I try to do these exercises. I do these like stretching exercises where, you know, I roll my head and I stretch out a little bit like that. And this guy's looking at me and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm doing these exercises. They're supposed to make you feel and look younger." He goes, "Oh, yeah? Well, is it working?" I said, "Well, I'm 85 years old." And I really do like going out and working out, but I just have a little trouble. You know, I get in the men's locker room and naked guys like to talk to you. And I don't think I'm wrong here. You know, you should have your own personal space. Yet I just feel uncomfortable talking to naked men. And I'm just getting dressed in the locker room, and these two guys, they're naked. And this one guy says to another, he says, "Hey, has anybody ever told you you look like Robert Shaw? You know, the captain from Jaws? Yeah, Robert Shaw. Anybody ever tell you look like that?" The guy says, No, nobody's ever told me I look like Robert Shaw. So then they say to me, "Hey, you know, I think this guy looks like Robert Shaw, the captain from Jaws. What do you think?" "I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Now get the hell away from me." But I was talking to Brad earlier. I guess he's out in the Caribbean, in the Bahamas, the Bahama
Bermuda
Triangle. I don't know what it was before, but it reminds me of, you know, I used to do the islands a lot. One of my favorite was the Cayman Islands. For those of you who don't know, it's a beautiful diving spot in the Caribbean. And I'll never forget one time I was there, and I went walking out of the hotel, and they had a doorman. And the doorman was there. He said, Cobman. I said, no. There's a little place right down here. I'm gonna rent a motor scooter. I'm gonna go around the island on a motor scooter. And it was pretty cool, but you had to go on the other side of the road, so it was a bit intimidating. But when I got back to the hotel was on about a 60-degree angle. So I really revved up this little scooter and went flying up the driveway, and I just took off, and I landed in the bushes. The doorman came over to me, and I thought he was going to help me out of the bushes, but he just looked over at me and says, "Should have taken a cab, man." It's just kind of strange for me, because now when I'm driving around, I try to be careful. I really do. And I sometimes being careful can get me into trouble, because I will coast up to a red light, and some people really don't like that. They really don't. And I always look in my rear view mirror, and I see this big truck bearing down on me. So I get into the left turn lane to avoid him. And this guy pulls next to me, and he starts yelling at me. "Learn how to drive, old man. Why did you go home and die?" And I'm going, "Oh," and he keeps yelling at me. And I'm thinking, you know, this guy, he grew up with Harry Potter and the magicians. So I do some mumbo jumbo with my hand. I slit my throat, and I throw it at him. He goes, "Hey, what was that? You take that back." So the left turn lane arrow goes on, and I turn, I go out, and the guy's going, "Hey, Dumbledore, come back." No, folks. Sometimes a wizard's just got to whiz. So Now it's time to get my driver's license renewed. I don't know if you've been to the DMV lately. It's always the same thing. It's been the same thing for decades. You know, you're going to wait. You better know you are going to wait and be prepared for this. And I got my number at the DMV and I thought I just almost do some like meditation. I close my eyes and I'm just sitting there deep breathing and listening for my number to be called. And what do I hear? I hear this. My name, always ready, Freddie, and I need a license plate for my car. Okay, sir. We'd like to see proof of insurance, registration, and your driver's license. Oh, man. Always ready, Freddie wasn't ready for that. Sometimes they just write themselves. But what I wanted to do was a little bonus for anybody who's watching that. I don't know if you have any people down in Florida, but what I do is I book comedians for the cruise lines, the Victory Casino Cruise Lines out of Cape Canaveral. I'm going to give you a phone number right now. And if you call this number in the next 48 hours and you say Pat's promo, they'll get you free passes for the Carnival Cruise Lines. And maybe you know somebody down in Florida who can take advantage of this, but let me give you this number. It's 321-210-9616. I'm going to give it to you one more time. 321-210-9616. And that's for the Victory Casino Cruise Lines in Cape Canaveral, Florida. And one of the greatest things about going out on one of these cruises is a lot of times if you could coordinate it with a rocket launch, it's really something spectacular to see. So I highly recommend it. And like I said, I would book the comedy shows for the Victory Casino, and would get a lot of my old friends. Brad knows some of these guys. Ted Holm, he used to have a comedy club in Chicago, and there's Peter Hefty, who is a ventriloquist, and his ventriloquist dummy name was Justin, who was a kind of an old-time hippie. But anyway, I booked these guys for the comedy show, and they always did great shows. But one day I get a call, and it's from Ted. And I say, "Hey, Ted, what's up?" And I hear Ted's voice. He says, "Well, Pat, Peter Hefty, ventriloquist, he's over here, and he's staying with me for a few days." And I hear Peter's voice. He goes, "Hey, Pat, how's it going?" And then I hear his ventriloquist dummy's voice. "Hey, Duax, how's it going, man?" Then I hear Ted's voice. "It's a living hell, Pat." Anyway, I've had a great time with you all. Thank you for listening to a few of my stories. I'd love to do it again. I've been very, very happy to perform here. Thank you,
Pat.
Pat.
Wow.
Hey, Pat, do me a favor. Pat, give me that phone number. I'll put it in the chat.
That's a great idea. Okay. 321-210-9616.
Cool. And
Now,
you said-
our only big problem here is that right now we have so many in here and some watching, but there'll be 1,000 people over the next 7 days who see this show, and that 48-hour thing ain't gonna work for somebody who watches this next Tuesday.
that's gonna be a full
And
boat,
Wednesday.
man.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a call or not, but
let me
what's
work
gonna
on it.
happen with
I'll extend it. I'll see if I can extend it for a week. That's all.
And I like the part where you say you could coordinate it with the rocket launch, but honestly, I think I'll just take a plane. Is that all right?
Well, thank you, Wiley Coyote.
Thanks, Pat.
wait, also notice that Pat books this casino on the ocean, and he books all his friends, and none of us have ever been on.
Oh, to Florida. Solution, come to Florida.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Pat Duax. Let's get rid of him now.
He's trying. There he goes.
I tried. It's very difficult. That was Pat. I love Pat.
That was Pat.
I love Pat. Pat has lemons and pears in his backyard. It's really kind of cool. And his wife is lovely. And she was an artist for Sesame Street at Sesame Street
Really?
for many years.
Oh, wow.
She might still be doing it. Pat, she's still doing that?
Yes, she is. Yep, yeah, she does a lot of stuff where she's work. It's weird right now. She's working on Christmas projects, so it's Christmas in our house.
Wow. And that dog just is working on Christmas projects. So see, and she's such a joyous artist. I love her stuff. So okay, well, Pat Duax, everybody go on a whatever casino cruise that was and everything. So okay. Well, hey, you know what? I'm looking.
I found her. There she is. I got her.
She doesn't have her camera on though.
She does.
She
Look at
does.
your screen.
Oh, there she is.
I sure
Hi,
do.
Patty.
Patty,
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
You're in your car, so this can be awesome.
and
Tradition.
it's been another good week of stuff going on in the
I
country.
can't wait for this. Here we go. Some meltiness.
It's time for a Patty Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, to folks refusing to wear masks, says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez Patty Melt. She can think of something to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get some technical stuff out of the way. Is this okay? Am I better with the yellow light? Is that better? Do I need more light? No.
Yes.
Pretty both ways.
Yellow. Both ways. And I sound okay? Is everything good?
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know how else to do this because I wasn't supposed to be in my car. I have a very good friend of mine, one of my best friends, who was in the hospital for more than 3 weeks with COVID back in December. He was out having a good time finally. He has to take oxygen tanks with him. He locked himself out of the house, and I'm the only one with keys, and I had to race over. And I will tell you something. One of the things that we don't talk about in this fallout from COVID and what we're going through is that there's not enough oxygen. And all these people blowing so much hot air. What are the chances? So we don't have enough oxygen supply for people who do need to support their respiratory systems. So I was running over here. My phone is on 8%. So if I don't sound good, it's probably for the best because I'm really trying so hard not to swear. And let's be clear, I have made it over 100 shows without swearing, and that was even with the Roe v. Wade leak. And now, oh my God. And now it's all doubling down because Ron Johnson in Wisconsin said, you know what we need to do in the wake of these children being slaughtered is we need to bring God into the school. If you believe in God, he's everywhere. He's right here. I mean, he might be disappointed in this material that I didn't prepare better, but still, he's here judging me, I guess. But we just pray harder. If you just pray, you know what? It's all our fault. It's all our fault for not saying the right prayer or not praying hard enough or not loving the right. And then Governor Abbott saying, well, more people get shot in Chicago than what really? This is the game we're going to play? Is that there are more shootings in Chicago than 22 people dying in a fourth grade classroom? Are you kidding me? Look at me not swearing. This is really hard. My teeth hurt. I can't. And then people calling into my radio show and saying, well, you want to murder babies. Screw you. That is not what's happening. 1% of pregnancies are terminated after the 20th week. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it with the you slaughter babies. No. Whoa, that was close. I'm so done with this. I really am. And we've talked about this. I feel like we've talked about this so many times. When I started doing stand-up comedy, believe it or not, I wanted to be a political comedian. I know it's hard to believe. But I could not get people to because I would do things about the Bill of Rights. I would ask people, the First Amendment, which is the freedom to say whatever the hell you want, and the Second Amendment, which is apparently unregulated firearms, even though it says a well-regulated militia. Forget that part. But here's the thing. So I thought, well, maybe if I just do puns, what our founding fathers meant was the right to bear arms. It was very hot in Philadelphia. They wanted short sleeves. That never went well. I'll be honest. You know what? I'm just saying, if I had just done more political humor, if I had just prayed harder and done better material in the 90s, although there was Carlin talking about this crap back then, it doesn't matter. Something has to matter, and I don't know what it is. It didn't matter in Connecticut when those children were slaughtered. It doesn't seem to matter now. The cop, I don't know. I don't even want to get into the stuff of again. I don't want to get into the stuff about the cops. All I know is it's so great to see you guys all on a Thursday night. Pat, every time I see Pat Duax, I think of the week we spent spent together in Birmingham, Alabama. I had to do 3 weeks, and I got fired on the first night. And I begged the owner to let me stay. I told him, he goes, pretty little lady. I don't know what the accent was. It's Alabama, so it's something like that. But he was like, pretty little lady, like you shouldn't be talking about drinking and puking. I was like, I'm in Alabama. What else am I gonna do? And I will tell you, there was one night. I think it was a week. So I was there for 3 weeks. Pat was there in the middle week. The third week, I walked out on stage in the Stardome in this beautiful club, and this group of white guys in the front table. One guy, all I did was walk out on stage. He goes, "We don't gotta listen to this, bitch," and they all turned their backs on me. That's been my career, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Yay! Wow.
That was Bruce Ayers said that to you. He owns the Stardome.
He fired me after the first. I was talking about how women drinking too much and getting sick and having to hold their hair back and all this stuff, and men peeing in the snow. He thought that a pretty little girl like me shouldn't talk like that. Was literally.
And my second question is, how is having God in schools going to keep an 18-year-old psycho from going into the school and shooting people? That just doesn't. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
I'm fairly sure there's a lot of praying going on in the school that day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yep.
And by the way, Patty, this is for you.
Oh.
But I can't see it. I can't see it.
Oh,
He turned
around in his
back.
chair.
I turned around. I thought you'd enjoy that.
Oh.
I'm crazy.
See it.
You are crazy.
All
And
right,
go
well,
ahead and curse sometime. What the heck?
I said bitch this time.
Yeah, there's a couple hells. We kept track of it.
Okay.
We're going to tell Bruce Ayers all about it. You think he doesn't tune into this show, and you're right. But
He also hasn't booked me in 20 years, so
Yeah, me
we're
neither.
good. We're good together on that one. So, all right, Patti Vasquez.
Thank you, Patty.
Hey, Candy.
Hey.
I'm still here. I'm just gonna drive home while I listen to you guys.
Okay,
Okay, Steve, are you
he's
going to
driving it home while I do this song. It's time for me to do another song because I think Annie needs to hear this too. So we're going to do this thing.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
It's becoming a favorite segment on this show. It's a dumb song for no reason, as if the rest of it, there was a reason. We've been talking a lot about swearing and trying not to swear, and I would like to present a song that involves my favorite thing, words that sound filthy, but they're not. They're perfectly acceptable. You can say them anywhere. You can say them on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson if you want to. They're that squeaky clean, and yet they sound filthy. So let's just do this. And Annie, this is our one chance to have a little hip-hop on this show, and I know you've been asking for that, so let's give this a try. Here we go. Some word you've heard, they sound so naughty, but they're quite innocuous. Gosh darn it, by golly, you can say them in church, or in Abu Dhabi, or in Hobby Lobby. Probably. I had a cocktail in Bangkok watching Netflix about a pilot who dictate in the cockpit. Now I'm reading Moby Dick, sperm whales really sick. Blow it out your blowhole, I'm plowing with my backhoe. Yo. Your diphthong is cool, your uvula rules. You should masticate a kumquat and some head cheese too. My asymptote is straight, though I might asphyxiate. Choking down some shiitake that I shouldn't have ate. My beagle bitch is a tracker, your shih tzu a slacker. Forget Tampa Bay, I love my Green Bay Packers. Astronauts get famous, circle in Uranus like a concert pianist. The president, ignoramus. It's always gratifying when my shuttlecock's flying. I whacked it with my joystick, so satisfying. If it's his or it ain't, is Peter a saint? All the tea bags in China made your mama faint.
Oh my
Might be out of line, you got a cute angina. Your pussy will look fine, but this is asinine. I got cotton balls, meatballs, snowballs, cheese balls, tennis balls, softballs, matzo balls, and sleaze balls, yo. There's a family of birds made up of naughty words like cockatoo, peafowl, nuthatch, titmouse, woodpecker, sapsucker, and swallow. These words I've heard, they do sound filthy, but I say them on the air and come back not guilty. There might be some more, yeah, I might have missed them, but you'll never lock me up in your penal system. Words.
Oh my God!
Thank you. All right.
Hey.
That is my
Round of
favorite.
applause.
Wait a minute.
Oh, now here comes
Wait a
criticism. Here we go.
Here's the criticism. You say all that, but then you get mad at me when I say tit up and hosshole.
No, this is a response to that.
And fart
Oh, okay.
forward or whatever it was.
I throw out lobcock and you're mad at me, even though none of those are dirty words. So that's
No, this is a
kinda
response
funny.
to that. Just a response. If you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have done that.
It was a good response.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
That was great.
Thank you very much. Hey,
Now, are you going to sing the underwear song again?
I think I might. If you'll do the lobcock thing and make it rhyme.
That indeed takes work. I got a better idea. Bring me up and I'll talk about something else.
You're already up. I'm going to get rid of me. Here I go.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Virtual Comedy Show, and we need your help. We need you to go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click donate to the comedians so Patti can get somebody to write political jokes for her. And Pat Duax can be paid off to book me on that casino that he does. Also, Steve needs more words that aren't dirty, if anybody can do that. So please go, because it really helps out the show and it helps us do a lot better, because we love doing this and we love seeing you every week. And if we can give some money to the comics, that also helps too. So please, virtualcomedyshow.com, donate to the comedians, and do. And if you dial the number that Pat said, you can get free tickets. Was that what it was, Pat? To the casino?
Yeah, free cruise on the space shuttle, from what I understand.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you can watch the space shuttle while losing money on a casino.
Right.
There you
Okay,
go.
well, do that. Okay, Steve, now what?
Now it's time for the worst joke of the week.
Worst
I
joke.
got
Worst
one.
joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
Ray Liotta has died at the age of 67. Liotta's best known for his roles as, gangsters and mob guys in movies like Goodfellas. I've got an alibi, said Joe Pesci.
Have a very merry Thursday. It's a special time of week when Thursday bells are pealing and life no longer seems so bleak. Let's open up our presents and carve our Thursday goose and wait for Father Thursday to arrive upon his moose.
You know, we tried to incorporate all the wonderful family traditions that people associate with Thursday.
Thursday comes but once a week, but do not shed a tear, 'cause there are more than 50 Thursdays packed in every year, and every single one of them is full of mirth and glee. So stuff your face and break some wind and join the revelry. Have a very merry Thursday. Put on your orange fez and decorate the Thursday tree with milk, bone, spam, and pez. Once you've curled your mustache and donned your Thursday clothes, I'll catch you 'neath the mistletoe and punch you in the nose. Merry Thursday.